Christmas. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. If you're just tuning in and you're watching the playback, I'm going to leave a lot of really good, important links down below if I mention anything, but also make sure that you leave a comment about what kind of videos you want to see from me this upcoming month. We're going to get into what I'm talking about here in a second. But I will also put timestamps at the end once the live stream's over so you guys can go back and replay all the things. But hi, how are you? You guys know how we start this. Can you hear me? How you doing? Where are you coming from? Where have you come from? Where have you go? Where have you come from? Cotton Eye Joe. Also, if you see a mark on my arm, I got scratched by a cat. So just ignore that. I should leave it open. Like I don't want to put like fabric on it. But if anyone sees that, I'm okay. Everything's fine. I still love cats. But hi, welcome everyone. Merry almost Christmas. It's December. I officially think you're allowed to play all the Christmas music and you're allowed to put all the decorations up, all of that Christmas stuff post like Halloween. That should be illegal. That should be illegal. We have to wait until at least December. But now it's December, so everyone go crazy. But I am so excited for this live stream because I want to talk with you guys about how like the next month is going to look for my channel, which is very exciting. And I'm also really excited to help you guys even more so than ever. Because if you guys, hello Norman and hi Matt, if you guys haven't seen in the description box, the description of this live stream is a little specific. And basically, for the month of December, a lot of content creators will do kind of like some sort of leading up to Christmas something. And I haven't really done it like full out before, but I really kind of just felt like I hold too high of a standard for myself in regards to like, hi Chase, I hold too high of a standard for myself as far as like what content I can upload. And so I was like, you know what? I should just do the Christmas thing. I should join in with all the influencers. Yeah, I'm still in Korea. This is my Korea apartment. I want to be able to help you guys more this winter, get more content out there. So basically, I'm going to upload something every other day, whether or not that's a reel or that's a YouTube video or I go live like this. There's going to be some form of content every other day. And so that is why I have this live stream. And then I'm going to have another live stream a little bit like around the halfway point again to re-talk about the topic. I want to be able to upload for you guys whatever content that you want. So I'm here, it's Korea and it's cold. And so the first video I'm thinking about uploading is kind of like things to do in winter while you're here in Korea. But if there's anything else that you guys want to see, you can send me a message. You can leave a comment on this video. You can send me a message on Instagram. I'm going to, again, since I'm going to be doing this content, I guess you could say like push 12 days of Christmas. So every other day. I will try to look at my messages a little bit more. They got really backed up. So not going to lie, I might just like delete all of the, I have so many like spam messages that come into my emails and Instagrams. Like I just have so many, it's crazy when you put your face on the internet, how somehow you get so many strange messages and all these people who want to like supposedly work for you, but I don't know. So it's a little overwhelming. So I might just kind of go through and delete all the spam and just like start afresh so that I don't feel like overwhelmed by my messages since there's just so many random people. But yeah, so I guess I can also, because I already have like a list of ideas of like videos that I would like to do. I can also upload those, or I can like talk about them right now. And if something sounds exciting to you, or if there's some sort of video that you, I'm going to type it in the comments as well in case someone sees it. So what videos would you like to see? Dee. Fine. Any plans for family gathering at Christmas? I remember you're an only child. That's so sweet that you remember that. So I actually just got back from the States. My cousin got married And so I was in the wedding. And so that was really fun to be able to go be a part of her really special day. And yeah, it was such a beautiful like celebration. And then I literally, y'all, I'm tired. I went to Thanksgiving dinner with my family Thanksgiving late lunch, early dinner. And then I hopped on a plane at 11:45 p.m. on Thursday, arrived at 5:30 in the morning Saturday, and had plans to go camping, glamping, cabin in the woods with a small group at church. We stayed up till 4:30 in the morning. So, and then I had church all day yesterday. And now we're here. So I had my family time in. Of course, I'm gonna miss them for Christmas, but that's so sweet of you to ask. But I just saw them, so we're doing well. Hi Justin. Happy Sunday. It's Monday here, but happy Sunday. Thank you. I still take it. Welcome to the first day of the 12th month of December. What is time? Literally, when did we get here? Also, my birthday is 12/12. So we have like so many thoughts on the month of December. It's like, oh, I'm getting older. Another year is coming, and then it's also like, it's my birthday. Woo! Also, guys, look, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Well, actually, not gonna lie, my Christmas cups have been out all year. Or just winter cups. The other one's red. Anyways. But I would really love to know in the comments what videos you guys would like to see for the month of December. Because like I said, we doing a lot of uploads. Do you teach English? No. I just do content creation. I do a lot of online consultations. So everything is online. Okay. So I'm going to list off some video ideas. And please let me know like what you think of the ideas and stuff. What about mentioning museums or church tours of warm places? Oh yeah, so that's like actually one of the next videos that I would like to do, because it's so cold outside already. It's already been snowing. So I'm gonna do like warm things to do, not necessarily just like the standard typical what everybody always says, but some other ideas that I had come up with of just fun indoor activities that I love to do myself living here in Korea. I remembered, you guys are so good at remembering things. What the heck? I remember you mentioned a while back immigration updates, and maybe there's going to be one in the month of December. I'm American, so if there's like a small update on that part, it would be cool. Do you mean like new visas and stuff like that? Is that what you're talking about? They did kind of drop like a nomad visa, but it wasn't necessarily what people were hoping for it to be, because they are expecting that you have to make quite a significant amount of money. Yes, I'm in Korea. I still live here. This is my new apartment, my new Korean apartment. I don't want to show you my Korean apartment because I'm very like worried about people knowing where I live. So if I like post where I live, I think some people will recognize it. And so I just really don't want to post where I live, but I'm still in Korea. I just moved in September. Yeah, it was in the middle of September. So yes. Still in Seoul, yes. But don't post where I live. I will never post where I live. I don't even take like videos, walking places. If I ever did something like a day in my life, I would go back to where I used to live and show you like, hey, here's an old day in my life at my old place, because I can show you around to my favorite places and stuff like that. But I don't want to show you my like current day in my life outside of where I live, because I don't want people knowing. I've had some creepy incidences, so I don't want any of that. But yes, my birthday's coming up. I'm getting older. But yes, I'm in Korea. I'm in Seoul. Okay, so I'm gonna list off some ideas of things that I could film. Like I said, I'm definitely gonna talk about warm things to do, like things to do here in Korea in the good old chilly times. But I have a little video pool list. It's like, what is this thing called? So I went to Jeju. I've gone twice, and I realized that that's like a very frequented. People go there a lot. frequented. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. People frequently go there, but there's another word that I'm thinking of. People go to Jeju a lot when they come to Seoul. So I want to like do some more kind of like what to do in Jeju. I actually have been really like, I have so much content that I've gone in like fallish times. It's so beautiful. So I want to be able to give you guys more recommendations on what to do as well. Beth, hello from Alabama. Trust you're doing well. I am. Staying warm. It got really cold here in Korea real fast, but yes, I am doing well. Thank you. I hope you're doing well too. So Jeju is something that I really like super want to make videos about. And then I also, sometimes people want to know like Christmas in Seoul, like where to go for Christmas or just like what it looks like in Christmas. Like they're getting more into the Christmas spirit, I would say, in Korea. So that's like an option. I don't know if it's as much of an option. I might like maybe do like a Merry Christmas video and like go and film all the Christmas locations and then just put it in like a slideshow so you guys can see what it looks like here in Christmas. I don't know if that's something you'd be interested. Again, this is what you got to tell me about in the comments. Do you want to hear about it or not? There is a podcast that I have on this channel and another channel of mine. And I really want to have a more sit down, like I want to do more podcasts where I don't edit them as much. If you guys have seen the podcasts I've done so far, it's almost like an actual YouTube video, but I want it to be more like you and I are just sitting at a couch. I have the script all prepared in advance and it's just like you and me chatting. And I really want to talk about relationships in Korea and like dating culture, things to look out for. Like I want to like warn people and like help people understand what they're getting themselves into kind of when they get here, like how to be better prepared. Because if you guys have seen some of my videos, I've had some really bad relational experiences. So I want to make a podcast kind of more about relationships / like red flags, warnings kind of. I was thinking of doing like a itinerary for like if there was like a day, because I have a lot of footage that I've filmed, but I've never uploaded. And I kind of want to do an itinerary kind of thing, like showing you around Korea. And if you're coming, this is what I'd recommend you do. And it's not necessarily the touristy spots. This is genuinely from like someone who's lived here for almost 4 years now. Oh, dang, I've been here for a long time. Wow. I want to show you like places to go, but I want to show you like where I genuinely recommend versus like what's just a tourist trap kind of thing. But I wanted to make it more fun and I wanted to make it kind of like a scavenger hunt or something that you could like, it's hard for me to explain, but I want to make it just more interactive, not just like, hey, this is what you should do. Cool. But like, I want to make it more fun because I love scavenger hunts myself. So that was something that like maybe an itinerary, but it could also maybe be a scavenger hunt. Okay, well, let me look at the comments. I got excited. I'm sorry. Okay, hold on. I'm coming back. Yes, Christmas locations. Okay, cool. So you want to see Christmas. I just want to say thank you for the great videos. Getting around Korea. They've been a great help for my families. 25-day trip to Korea last summer. You're so welcome. I'm so glad that it was helpful. That's what I hope my videos are. I hope they're helpful. How to stay in South Korea for 2 to 4 years. Depending on the midterms go. I think, yeah, so ways to stay, I guess, like ways to live in Korea longer or I guess we've had 2 like visa questions. So visa ideas, how to stay in Korea. I've talked a lot about my E6 entertainment visa, and I told you guys that I don't recommend this visa. So maybe I should just finally make that podcast and sit down with y'all and really talk about like everybody wants this entertainment visa, but I don't recommend it. So maybe, yeah, so other ways that people can stay in Korea. That's a really good recommendation. Thank you. Off the cuff. Okay. I love it. I really appreciate the comments. Cool hangout spots for your New Year's event. Oh, good idea. Because New Year's, I myself don't know much about what to do on New Year's because I feel like it's definitely celebrated here, but I haven't seen quite as much like all out. And the things that everybody goes to are like so mega crowded, and I kind of forget about crowds. But still, to have some sort of video that talks about New Year's options, I love it. I love y'all. This is awesome. Okay. Taylor Swift's birthday is also coming up. It's on Friday. How old is she now? I don't even know. I literally don't know. I don't know anything about Taylor Swift. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. I'm sorry. If you guys don't know by now, like I don't really follow artists like that much. Like I don't even know anything about K-pop, and I live in Korea. You know, so. William, how's your Korean going? It's definitely improved a lot. I am really thankful for living here because it definitely has helped me. I've pretty much nailed down how to like talk for the daily things that I do when I go out to places, restaurants. If I go to like a store and I'm looking for something, I'm not shy to say like, "Oh, like where is this thing?" Maybe I have to look up what the word is. I don't know where it is, but I can have a conversation with them, and it's surprising for me to see how much my Korean is like improving because I was in line I was going back through customs, and I have ARC, I have like a foreigner registration card. Like I live here. So when you go through customs, I don't have to go through the foreigner side anymore. I can go through the Korea side, which is super fast. You just like scan your passport, you do a fingerprint, you don't have to talk. Like you just get in right away. And there was what are they called? Flight attendants from a different plane that were like behind me. And there was this awkward moment of like, you go first. No, you go first. And it was like, everyone was kind of like two lines merged. It was very uncomfortable. And there was a worker that like came up to kind of like help just like usher people and be like, go this way, blah, blah, blah. And the flight attendants were like in Korean to the worker, can foreigners can come through this line now? And he was like, yes, they're allowed to go through this line. And I just laughed and I turned around and I was like, yeah, I live in Korea. Yeah, this was all in Korean. And so it was just a very quick like, 네, like 한국에 살아요. And they were like, whoa! They were like, so I really didn't think it was that impressive. Like I literally said the smallest sentence. But the fact that I think they were so impressed that like I heard their whole conversation that they were having, and then I don't know. I wanted to kind of like not stick it to them, but just be like, yeah, Koreans know Korean, but sometimes foreigners can know Korean too. Like I'm staying right here. But so it has come a long way. So I'm really thankful. Because if I live here, I want to like stay here. So if I live here, I want to stay here. I want to like love people well. I want to be able to communicate. It's easier to stay here when you speak Korean. So I'm going to continue to try, but a lot of my friends don't like, a lot of my friends are just foreigners. So that's the hard part. I think I need to make like more Korean friends, but it's hard to make Korean friends that don't speak English. And if they don't speak English, there's usually some sort of ulterior motive or something in the friendship. So I don't know. We'll see, but it's coming a long way. Okay. That was a distraction, but I like talking about the comments. Okay. Carrie, hi. How are you? I'm well. I'm doing really well. How are you? Oh, I didn't see your message on Instagram yet. Needing your services about traveling after. I will look at your message because I know who you are, and you're in my chats for the prayer rooms and stuff like that. So I will definitely message you back. And happy early birthday! We almost have the same birthday. I'm just a few days after you. You're turning 34. I'm turning 31. 3-1. I'm a few years behind. Okay, back to the list. Okay. There are, yes, I've already said that I wanted to do like the winter, like things to do in Korea in the winter because it's so cold. It's so cold. There's it's not even that cold yet, but it's just gonna get if you haven't been here in winter, you know. But a lot of my like things to do in winter, it's really just like things to do indoors so that you can just stay warm. So it would work well for a rainy day. It would work well for many things. I kind of wanted to do like a how do I describe this? A long long flight guide. I'm trying to think of how to describe this. So I have flown so much like long distances and people hate flying. They like just they're like it's horrible, but I feel like I've gotten this like system down of like how to deal with like the time difference and stuff like that. Like how to prep your body so that you don't deal with jet lag quite as bad. Um you know, things to wear or bring on the plane so that your like plane ride itself is way more enjoyable. What I always make sure I have like a thing that I just have accumulated over time of just like, okay, I need to bring these things on the plane. And I was talking with it was actually my pastor with my church in Atlanta, and he had to come to Korea for a few weeks or a few days. And he was like telling me about how when he flew, the your legs like swell when you're on a plane for that long. And I was like, oh, you got to wear compression, you know, stockings or compression socks. And he was like, what's that? I was like, oh, in my head, I was like shocked because I was like, oh, I just thought people knew that if you wore these compression stockings or like socks, it helps, you know, the swelling not be so bad. And some people are like, well, that's not comfortable. I don't know. I don't think I even realized that I have them on, but it's also a nice like added layer because it gets really cold on flights. So that's why you have to bring layers, is because sometimes your flight goes from cold to hot. And like, so stuff like bringing layers, like there's just so much that I've kind of like learned over time. So I was like, oh, maybe I can make like a long flight, like how to fly well, like a guide of like what you should bring. So that's something else. Airline I fly, usually I do just the cheapest. And I've kind of realized that just because my parents live in Atlanta, Delta is just the cheapest of the flights. Delta and I are like this at this point. I've flown with them so many times. But I've flown so many different. If you guys remember, I went to Germany and I did Lufthansa. Like I went from America to Germany and then Germany to Korea with like a 12-hour layover in between. Horrible. It was the worst decision. But when you're desperate and you just want to get to Korea so bad, you'll do whatever. That was like my first trip to Korea. So I will never do that again. Let me see these comments really fast. Okay. I should have started this with, hi, no, it's okay. Hello. I've missed seeing your content recently. I'm so glad to see you happy and healthy. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. Don't worry at all about starting it off or forgetting to start with hi. You're fine. William, I find dialects from Busan and other areas pretty hard to stand. Yes, Satori. So there is a different dialect, and down in Busan, they have like a lot of like, it's almost musical in the way that they talk. Like, it's like, it's the way they end their words often is like a bit different. So it is really challenging sometimes to go down there and to understand what people are saying. But I did have a friend when I first came to Korea who was from Busan. So maybe that's why it's just, I enjoy it. I don't think it's, I don't know. I just think it's fun. But they even change words and stuff. Like it's just like any other country. Like they don't really say y'all up north in America, but they say it a lot in the South. So it's kind of cool. But it is hard to understand. So I don't blame you at all. Happy early birthday. Treat yourself. You too, girl. Treat yourself. Tim! This man, Tim, you never sleep. Almost 3 a.m. See you in February. Yes. Let's try to stay warm together. Paul. Hi, Paul. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well too. There's a lot of people who won WoW Pass. Free cards. Please message me. I will also reply. Some people messaged me. I've just been flying. I flew back and then went glamping, so I haven't had time. But I'll reply and send everyone their personal codes. But please, if you won the WoW Pass, I messaged you back like in your comment on YouTube. So check that, or I messaged you on Instagram. So check. You also flew Delta. Yes. Sup, girl. Hey, what's your favorite Korean food and why? Ooh. If people come to visit me, I'll bring them to Timdak or Takkalbi. Those are my two like favorite places to eat. They're just delicious. I love cheese. I always have to add a lot of cheese. But I would probably say in the winter season, like hotdog. Yes. I love hotdog. That's my favorite. I'm not as fond of like the hotdog places like near me, so that's kind of sad, but maybe I'll find a good new one because I just moved. So, but I love hotdog. Flying tip, luggage, always have an Apple tag on or Samsung tracker on your luggage to track your stuff just in case. Didn't think of that. I thought that the Apple stuff doesn't work in Korea though. I thought that because the last time I checked, I haven't checked recently, but all of that like Find My iPhone stuff in Korea, it doesn't work as well because like the location tracker that is with Apple isn't a thing like in Korea. Where's my phone? Can I see on my phone if the Find My iPhone works in Korea? Because obviously it works in America, but yeah, so it's all of my stuff supposedly. Oh, hold on. Let me see. I had my phone on airplane mode. I do that a lot so that people don't call me and then I randomly wake up. You're like probably right. Samsung in Korea, right? Samsung all the way here. So yeah, I am looking at my stuff, my AirPods. It says that the location of my AirPods is still at my parents' house in Atlanta, but it says that it's with me at the same time. But let's see if I play Find My AirPods. Will the noise work? Okay, I clicked play the sound, but I don't hear it playing. So there's a fun little fact. Don't bring air. Okay, so we can do travel tips. We could make that another travel tips video. The air find, what is this called? Tracking? Apple tracking. I honestly think the reason why this is a thing is because the North Korea, like there's a lot of the maps aren't like updated because North Korea can't see like the layout of South Korea and stuff like that. So for safety purposes and stuff. So interesting. You learn something new every day, right? But yeah, Samsung all the way, all the way. But I think that's still a really good point to have some sort of like tracking something is super helpful as well. So I still think it's a great tip. I hope to visit your church. Oh yeah, someone else said something about my church. I don't share where I go to church online personally. I'm happy if people want to know like English church recommendations. I have a whole list. I think someone said that before, so I'll just quickly find. I have my church recommendations. You know what? I don't know where it is right now. Just text me or message me on Instagram and just say, hey, I'm looking for English speaking church recommendations. If you're interested in knowing, I can just send you guys like the list. It's like all the English, it's a lot, but a lot of English speaking services. And you can go and check out to see if you're looking for one. So yeah, just wanted to quickly say that about the churches. You'll be there January and February. Girl, it's going to be cold, but we'll be in it together. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you'll be in Ansan. Ansan's good too. It's not too far. I really like Ansan. Would you eat Korean pig feet? I have eaten a lot of things that I said I would never eat. So maybe I don't really know because I never would have tried live octopus. But then I tried live octopus for the sake of content. And I was on a trip and they were providing all the stuff. So if we wanted to try it, we could. And I was like, this is quite literally the only opportunity I have. So, but yeah, so I super recommend just trying things, being adventurous when you come here. But pig feet, yep, I don't know. I tried intestines. I didn't think I'd do it, but I did. So I can't say I wouldn't do things. Oh, okay, yes, Megan, have you heard of the climate card? I've been using and I really loved. It helps a lot with budget and you can use it all around Seoul. Maybe you can talk about that too. So, funny thing about that. I I actually don't think that the climate card, it just depends per person. It is nice, but the problem is the climate card does not work if you want to go outside of Seoul. So it's only for Seoul. So that's good and bad. I also think that you really need to be traveling quite a lot and moving around quite a lot in order to get that card and really use it to its fullest extent, I guess you could say. I personally think that there are different types of, oh, that's right. Okay. So there are different like travel styles. And I have a video on my channel of like where to stay in Korea according to what kind of travel style that you are. But there's also like while you travel, there are different types of like travel styles. Like someone wants to travel a certain way. And so I have a very fun and exciting idea of like helping you understand what kind of traveler that you are, so that especially if you're traveling with somebody else, if you are not the same travel style, you at least know going into the trip like what to expect and how that you can best prep for the trip as much as possible. So if someone is like a pig feet is next. We'll see. I have tried like chicken feet in China, and that was just a horrible experience because you have to like, okay, ADHD, I can't. I was talking about, okay, so when you go with a friend and you just are good friends, right? You just get along well. That is so much different from traveling. And so some people are like, go, 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 go travelers. They're like, we're waking up at this time. We're going until sundown, you know, whole day is just going to be packed. I'm going to make the schedule and I expect my plus one or whatever, my friend to come with me and we're going to just like do all the things together. And then there's someone that's like, no, I don't mind doing all the things, but like, I don't want to start at a certain time and have this like timetable schedule of like, okay, so we have to leave this place at 1. But I don't want it to feel like some sort of like pressure or stress. If we're not leaving this place, then we're not going to be making it in time for our next appointment. So if you know what people's like travel style is going into a trip, you can better prepare. And then you can also compromise because there's going to be compromise. It's just kind of like a relationship. It's travel relationships. Maybe I should call it that. Travel relationships, how to keep them, how to keep that relationship, because I've gone on trips with friends and it's really like, maybe it doesn't always hurt, but sometimes it can definitely damage, or I guess you could say like a relationship to some degree. So I kind of want to talk about that more to help people understand what kind of traveler they are so that they're better prepared for their upcoming trip and it goes as well as possible. That leads well into like traveling solo, like you're saying, Carrie. Like there is a beauty in traveling solo, but there's also challenges with that because in Korea, there's stuff that is usually a couples only thing. So to be able to help people kind of feel better prepared for however they do plan to travel. How do you travel solo? Well, there is supposedly a few like solo Korean barbecue spots. Like Korean barbecue, if you guys know, it's usually like a group thing, like 2 or more people go somewhere. But a lot of people want to come here and they're like, I want to try all of like the good Korean foods, but those are supposed to be shared. Like, what do I do? And supposedly there is like a few Korean barbecue spots that are for one person only. And so why not? Right? Let me try some of that out to see if you can like try and eat there solo as well. And I also have like, the how to eat alone in Korea video, which I think is really helpful so that people know like what restaurants can you actually walk into as a solo traveler? Like, how do you find that place on your own? But yeah, maybe trying to like try the Korean barbecue spot by myself, see what that's like. I've just heard about it. you know? But yeah, so I guess like the different kind of traveling, like how to travel well, whether or not it's a friend or like a solo. I guess it would be kind of like a two-part series of like, how to travel well versus like with friends versus solo, stuff like that. So I think that would be a really cool idea as well. Oh, where's my list? I've got a long list. I got a long list. Where'd it go? Ande. Where'd it go? Oh my gosh, where did it go? Okay. I got a few, like, I have literally video ideas, like short version, bullet point. I have video musts, things I have to make videos on. I have any word, like word vomiting, like all of the video ideas I've ever come up with. And y'all, I have like so much. I was kind of thinking a lot of people like to go to Busan as well. So they like to come to Seoul, maybe go down to Busan, and then like sometimes they go to Jeju. But I wanted to make sort of like some people want to go to Busan for like a very short amount of time just to see it. So like how to travel to Busan, like from Seoul, like 2-day itinerary or something like that, because it really is like people just want to go and like see the place, see the bridge, and like go back, so that's something else I was thinking of. And again, if you guys like any of these video ideas, like if there's anything that I've said that you've been like, yes, I want to see that, please like retype it in the comment section here, because if I'm just like talking to myself, sometimes I'm like, I don't know if they want to see it or not. So if there's anything that I've said that you've been like, please, like I really want to see that, the more that you like type and say it, the more that I know that it's something that you would like. But on Instagram, I'm going to make like a poll, and I'm going to have some video ideas as well, and like have people like vote on them too. Because I really want to make sure I'm making videos that you guys like want to see. And oh, hi, I've traveled solo twice in Korean barbecue restaurants. Wasn't alone. Wasn't easy to find. Got it. So if I if I do the Korean barbecue solo, how to get to said location. Adding that as a note. How do we get there as well? What about the difference between preparing to travel or live in rural Korea or the urban areas? I heard there might be a different recommended. Okay. So maybe like teachers like who are moving and they're not like in Seoul. Hold on. Teachers who are moving, or like just like living outside of Seoul. Guide kind of examples. I love this. I love all these ideas. It's great. I'm typing them down. It's all good. Megan, I'm glad your life is doing better since you joined the church. It really is, for real. I'm so glad that I found my last church, but also the current church I go to. I'm so glad. Your tips helped me so much earlier this year when I visited South Korea. Wishing you happy holidays. Thank you so much, Susan. Thank you so much. It's so sweet of you to say that. It really does mean so much to me. And I'm really glad that the videos helped, because I'm really hopeful that that's what I'm hoping that's happening, right? Did I have an ADHD moment? And did I finish? I don't think I finished what I was saying before about the climate card. So climate card does work if you are traveling everywhere and you're only staying in Seoul and you're hoping to go to all of the different places. For me, I think that I prefer, if you guys haven't seen my Wow Pass video, I just prefer the Wow Pass because there are so many cashback opportunities, and like they keep adding more things. I'm talking with them right now. I'm like, can we work together again? Can we make another video together? Because y'all, this card is so much better even than when I made the video. Like they added all these new features. So I think the Wow Pass is nice because you get more advantages with it as well. They even have kind of like a Exploring Seoul package now. So I can look into it because I do think that the climate card is good if you're someone that is just wanting to like go see a ton of sites and you're willing to take the public transportation every single time. Again, I've talked to people who were like prepped and ready to do all the public transportation, but then they realize that it's stairs, 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 more stairs. And in the winter, when you're so cold and you're not really looking to like stand at a bus stop for like 15 minutes, it's never 15 minutes in Seoul, but outside of Seoul, it would be much longer. So people start taking more taxis and then they feel like they've just like wasted the money, whereas like with the Wow Pass, you can put all the money on your card, you can transfer it to the T Money card as you want to use it. And then if you don't end up using all the money, you can just take it off of the card rather than people buy the climate card and then maybe, they don't use it. But there are climate cards for like short term as well. So maybe looking into the card more and explaining the differences between the two and what each one would be good for. So that would be a good idea. I'm going to sneeze. Oh no. Is there a mute? I don't know if that worked. Could you hear me sneeze? I don't know if it's connected to the mic or not, but if you did hear me sneeze, let me know. If you did not hear me sneeze, hey, I did it. Oh gosh. Oh, okay. Mute worked. Amen. Thank you, Maddo. Bless you. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you guys. Let's see. What did you guys say? I saw. Tips for staying organized, girl. If you have any, you let me know. I've realized that with having a brain that is always bouncing around, it's just good to have things out in sight so I don't forget. So like I put my vitamins next to a place that I always stand every day to remember to take them. So I think it's good to just have things so that visually you remember to do things. And thank you for all the blessings. Food video reviews close to the highway round trip blog. I explain a little bit of what you mean, but I do think that's a good idea of like, I have my food. Okay, so food reviews. I have a food guide of like all my favorite restaurants and stuff like that you can just, excuse me, it's like it's on a website called Thatch. And so it puts it into this little map and you get to see all of my recommendations. I went in, I added all these details of like, what to order. Can you go there by yourself? Can you not go there by yourself? I guess I could just make a fully different, no, in there I put if it's a solo or not. So I just want you to have all of my restaurant recommendations like all together. And so I think that would be a good thing to check out as far as food goes. Oh yes, go finish decorating your tree. It was good chatting. Yes. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Carrie. So I think that would be a good thing as well to do something maybe around the food thing. Is there any place to visit when going to Korea next year around February? I would definitely say that you should keep an eye out for the video I'll be uploading next, which is things to do indoors for like things to do to stay warm because February is also pretty chilly. So I would definitely recommend that you watch that video when it goes up on Wednesday. It might be just a reel though. So just keep your eye out, like if it's a reel or if it's a video, but I'll be uploading every other day, some sort of something, but maybe a spoiler. Let me see. I have a whole list right here of things to do. What's one of the things that was my favorite? So many good ones. Which one do I say? Oh gosh. How do I just pick one? How do I just pick one? Okay. I just want to say one, but I'm like, oh, but I really like all. If I give too many away now, maybe you won't watch the video. So there is if you guys follow me on Instagram, I made a video about this place, and it's basically like a indoor. So Lotte World is like an indoor amusement park, and it's like half, okay, it's half indoors, half outdoors. So like Lotte World is nice because people could go there, but I personally don't think that the rides are like all that fun, except for the one roller coaster that's outside, which I don't think people would really want to stand in line in the freezing. Either way, it probably would be really pretty during Christmas time. But you can go, you can see. There's actually a different indoor, like, I was going to say theme park, but I don't think it's a theme park, but it's kind of like a theme park because it has a theme. But basically it is a indoor, it's all these like kind of physical things. So can I show you? I set time limits on my phone, so I can't just like sit and scroll. So I have to lock myself out of my phone for a second, or like back into my phone. I use an app called Opal. I don't know if you guys know this. Oh, gem unlocked. Cool. But basically, I have to wait for these little. You have to wait that long to like be able to get into the social media places that I've like blocked because it's during like work hours for me, so I can't just like sit and scroll. But now you gotta be patient with me while I wait so I can just show you the video that I'm talking about. Also, by the way, I went to wear very Christmassy colors today. It's so hot in my room, I can't even think. Like, I don't have my floor heating on, but everybody else around me must have their floor heating on blast. So I'm too hot. But look at Merry Christmas. I had it ready, you know. It's just too hot. I was dying. Okay. Let me let myself into Instagram. Okay. Where is it? Okay, so on my Instagram, there's a theme park video. I don't know if you guys saw this. Oh, I just locked my phone. Ha 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 ha. I'm not going to play the music for copyright stuff, but they have all these different like activities that you can do. And basically it's called, I don't know how to pronounce it, but SMOB, SMOB. SMOB. And they're in all of the malls around. They're in like major malls, but they're around Seoul. So I think it's a really good I think it's a really good way to like kind of also see like a really cool mall outside of the city, but to have some like fun because it's an indoor like fun thing to do. So I really recommend it. Your preferred hotels when visiting. I know you said in a previous video mainly Airbnbs, but I'm curious if you stayed in a hotel. There's no hotel that comes to mind that I can say that I like genuinely really could recommend to you, because I just think that hotels are just like fine. Like I always stay in Airbnb. So I've had friends who've stayed in hotels and I like go to visit them. And I can maybe ask them and try to think, like I can add that to the places to stay video, like maybe like more of like an updated one. Updated, add maybe hotel recommendations, because I don't know the names off the top of my head. Like I've gone in and seen my friend's like room or something like that, or I've stayed in like Busan. I think it was at like a Marriott, and I think that those, like, it's just an American chain, but like I thought that those were fine, like those were nice, but that was like a business trip and they just got me that room, so I can think about it. But yeah, I'm not a huge hotel girl, so I'm not super well versed in that. I definitely prefer Airbnb. So, but I can look into it, and it's a good thing to say. So coming to Seoul soon and have some food intolerances. That is, yeah, that is something I should add. I need to make a new column. Food intolerances, allergy stuff. Is it possible to get restaurants to say leave off sesame seeds? Are they pretty accommodating? I've watched a lot of. Oh, you probably tried to watch a lot of content and stuff and tried to understand that, like what to do. So you can definitely ask. I am pretty positive that I met somebody. If I can find it, I'll post it somewhere. But there was like a allergy card that they like had with them, and it was like in Korean and in English, and it just like explained fully out what your allergy is and what you cannot have. I will say, especially with like sesame seed oil, it's in so many things. So you are going to want to not just think about the seed itself, but that oil. If it's I don't know if that's a different intolerance, or maybe if that's maybe I don't know what your body like. I don't know if your body can do oil and not the seed, that kind of thing. But I'm just saying this as like a one, be very cautious about oil. To try to get some sort of like that card, or have something like look online, look up how, because I'm pretty okay. You're just not the seeds, okay? But just for anybody, if you have any allergy of any kind, make sure that you have something on you that is like a physical card. It's like correct. I know people have posted online like there's an allergy card or something, and it had two different, like it had Korean and English on it. Take that with you. Show that to whoever you're purchasing from. A lot of restaurants, the way that it works, you kind of maybe order on like a little kiosk at the table, and it doesn't even really say a lot of like the ingredients and stuff. It's pretty just like vague. And so you might want to try to talk. To be fully honest, I wouldn't say that. I'm trying to word it nicely. I don't know what country you're from originally, but in America, I've noticed that people are like super, like go above and beyond for people with allergies. Like, how can I something like what can I do to make sure that this is okay for this person? I have just seen in Korea that there's not that extent. There's not a lot of allergies here. Like America, I think because our food ingredients and stuff, like we've just developed a lot of intolerances over time that I see when I go back to the States. So many people are gluten-free and like all these different like, food issues and stuff that they struggle with. And because of that, America is more well versed in like how do I customize someone's meal for them, versus Korea, since there aren't a lot of allergies, they are not familiar with like, what do you mean? Like, it's not that they don't know, but it's like, we make it one way. Like, this is just the way that it's made. And so something kind of like sesame seeds, I think is a lot easier. If you're okay with the sesame oil, that's a lot easier. But people who have like shellfish allergy and stuff like that, you don't want to be going to a place where like there's a stew that they usually always make it this one way. And they're like, hey, can you just take out that certain portion of it? I don't recommend that. Like, just don't go to those places. Try to go to other places where that is not, like, don't go to a restaurant that has shellfish at all in it, because I just don't think that that is worth the risk. Go to places that are free of shellfish if you're like super allergic. Because I just think there's just a lot of like, they're not thinking of allergies. Like, they're not thinking, okay, so I'm going to have this stuff over here away from the shellfish. So in case someone with a shellfish allergy comes in, there won't be any sort of cross contamination at all. So I don't recommend that at all. So it's possible. It's not easy. The sesame seeds is a lot easier than like ingredients that sometimes are hidden, like soupy stuff, like sesame seeds. You can see them. So just be careful, have some sort of card on you. try to talk to somebody if you can, and you know that it's a place that would have sesame seeds on it. You can always look at food places in advance to look at the menu. They often have like pictures online, so you can see, did anybody put sesame seeds on it? And sometimes if you're with like, if you maybe end up making a friend or something like that, or if somebody speaks some sort of Korean around you, or maybe you could learn that phrase specifically before you come. Like, I have an allergy to sesame seeds. Is that, is that in here? I think that would, I do think you'll be okay. Just proceed with caution for sure, because Korea as a whole, I just think that it's not as friendly towards allergies as, not that they're like not trying, but it's just not, it's a lack of awareness because it's not what they're like used to. Yes. Okay. Sorry. That's kind of long. Bruce. Hi, Bruce. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Oh my gosh. It's so good to see you. Oh, and no problem at all. Yeah, Bruce, how are you? I think I saw in one of the comments that you want to come back in like later on in sometime in somewhere. I don't know. Let me know if you're still here, but it's good to see you. Like your name on here. I hope you're well. I will ask questions everyone wants to know but are afraid to ask. Are you going to marry a Korean man? Are you going to marry a Korean man? It's not that it's not that I'm against it at all. I just have not had good relationships. I've not had good relationships in Korea. So it's not that I'm against it. It's just a matter of I have had too many bad instances with my Korean boys experiences. So it's not that I'm against it, but they have to be able to speak English to like a decent degree. Like they have to be able to have conversations with me. I do know, I can understand a lot of Korean. I don't feel comfortable as much speaking it, but I can understand a lot. And so I'm happy for them to speak Korean with me and help me continue my like Korean skills, but they would have to be able to speak English, as well. So that already puts like a cap on like, who could it be? Another cap on that is that I'm a Christian and my faith means the absolute world to me. It is who I am. God is my first and will always be my first love. And so they have to love the Lord more than they will ever love me. And that's really hard to find a guy that loves the Lord more than me. And the pool in Korea is just super small as far as like someone that would even be willing to date a foreigner. A lot of people say all these things of like, Koreans would love to date Americans or whatever, but I think they just want to experience Americans. I don't think they actually want to like commit to them. And if I don't speak Korean fluently, but part of the reason I don't is because that's not my job. My job is like so English heavy. I don't want to spend too much time learning Korean just for the sake of like personal life. I want to focus my time on like helping foreigners and loving foreigners because that's why I feel God brought me here. It's kind of hard. And I don't want to make a guy, try to just like be more comfortable with English when they also prefer Korean. So I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen, but there's my Korean American, so I can relate. Yeah. So that's my 2 cents. Will it happen? Probably not. Am I against it? No. I just think I've kind of had my fair share of Korean crushes that did not go well. So, yep. That's my best answer. Let's see. Thinking of Airbnbs, but not having staff security around gives me the nerves as a solo traveler for a long trip. That's interesting. So there's not really security in hotels either, though. So that's just like, there's not like a lot of apartment complexes, they have security people in them as much as like a hotel would. There's no one like roaming the streets or anything. You're right. There's no like necessarily staff, but in my opinion, an Airbnb is kind of nicer because there's someone that you can talk to and like message them at any point and they can answer questions for you. Whereas like you don't get the phone number of like a hotel staff, but in an Airbnb, you have that person that is your host. And so they can also help you. So I kind of love that. Some people do feel uncomfortable about like, so my host will know what the code is like to the door that is mine. And that's why there are the locks in them that like the door has sometimes the touchscreen, but sometimes they also have an additional like bolt so that there's an additional safety. But there's also those door stops. I don't know if you've ever seen those that you can just like buy on Amazon, where it's like it goes underneath, like it goes under the door and it's like a stopper so that the door can't like, it looks like a pole that you like shove under the door so that nobody can actually open the door physically and try to get in. So I just feel like there's a lot of precautions that you could take anyways. And hotel staff they have the key into your room. So I don't know. This is just me speaking out loud, right? I have just had way better experiences in Airbnbs than I have in hotels as far as just, it feels like I'm in Korea. The experience is more customized and personal because the Airbnb host is trying to like love me as one of their few people rather than a hotel that just has 100 people and they don't really care about those people. So I'm not trying to like sell Airbnb over your first international trip. Yeah, it's like I totally understand I don't think that you're crazy or weird or wrong. I'm saying as somebody who has traveled a lot internationally, my very first trip, and I always stay in Airbnbs because it's how I get all the good recommendations. It's how I find just like the best spots. If I have questions, I have somebody that I can talk to. I've stayed with hosts who have like given me this whole list of things that you have to do, so it's just something worth considering. Just playing devil's advocate, I guess. I don't know. I don't like that phrase, but just playing the other side. Lotte Hotel Seoul, fantastic but spendy. I see. Yeah, a lot of the American, what would those be called? American chain hotels would probably be decent as well for you. Bruce, I'm glad you're doing well. About to head to Germany for Christmas. Oh, very cool. I'll be in Taiwan for a month in June, July. We'll head over to Korea for a week. That's so cool. Maybe I'll see you that time around, but I'm so glad that you're able to go and see the world. And how's your daughter doing? Let's see. Video idea, where to go and what to do in Korea during winter season. That's literally the next video that's coming out. So you had a great idea. So that'll be on Wednesday. That'll be on Wednesday. So things to do during like indoor activities, stuff like that, like things that you can do to stay warm, or fun winter things that you can do that are outside and about if you're willing to bear the cold. Let's see. Gyalpo man who is good in Korean and English, also a Christian. Yeah, I mean, I've met really great, Gyalpo people as well, but I think that also the problem with that is there's the other layer of like most of the time Gyalpos want to date Gyalpo. Like they like people who are Korean something, not just Korean, but like Korean American. But other, people from other countries, they're Korean, but they've also like been raised abroad. They often want to find somebody who's also Korean and something else, who speak both languages fluently or just have that same cultural experience that they've had. So yeah, I think it's just one of those things where someone will think that I'm worth it. I don't know who it is. I don't care about what ethnicity that they are. I just hope that somebody out there would see my worth and see my value and be able to pursue me as a man of God. I'm not going to take the first step. I'm not going to pursue a guy. I'm going to wait until a man sees my worth and allow them to pursue me. And I'm just going to wait on that. So Yeah. That's, I think, the best way to do it. Daughter's doing well teaching 2-year-olds. Oh, I'm so glad that she's doing well. Wow, it's already been an hour. I feel like time goes too fast. Okay. Really fast. I'm going to go through a few other video ideas in case anybody's watching the live stream. And again, if there's any video that I've said during this live stream, because a lot of people watch the playbacks of the live stream, if there's anything that you have heard that you're like, please make that video, leave it in the comments, and I will add it if I can to the video ideas for the month of December. Because if you're just tuning in, we're uploading every other day until Christmas. 12 days of Christmas, extravaganza, ayo. I have old footage from like when I was in Korean classes and have taken like, I've gone to different schools, I've done different programs, how I study, in case anybody is interested to know like how my Korean has gotten to the place that it's at. I haven't done that much, but I have studied enough to be able to live here a little bit more comfortably in like the day-to-day and stuff. So if you're interested to know what that's like, if you guys would like a day in the life of me, but I won't make it like around my home, I'll make it, around my old home. I even have footage from when I had filmed day in the lives, but I felt uncomfortable to post them because it was near my home. But now I don't live there anymore. So I live in a different part of Seoul, totally different side of Seoul. So I could always do that. Oh, things like cost of living and like breaking down like prices of like how much that I have spent in a day. If I did do some like, here's a day in my life, here's how much that I'm like spending. So how to save money in Korea part 2, because I had the part 1 and I said if you guys wanted more, and I didn't get a huge reply, but it seemed like a lot of people wanted that. Maybe like I only have like this much amount of money, like $100, but I have to like last a certain amount of time. I don't know, a day, 2 days, whatever. I have this much amount of money. How far can it get stretched? Like how much do you end up spending in a day / how much can you, like the cheapest, the most extravagant, but cheapest day. You know what I'm saying? Like how to stretch your money the most kind of thing. Like travelers, like depression. I've talked about it a little bit, but being able to deal with things like traveler's depression, travel blues, culture shock, places with good views, how safe is Korea actually, budgeting. Yeah, okay, I just threw off so many. Solo travel tips for places outside Seoul. That's really good. Yeah. I think just like getting outside of Seoul tips in general just would be super helpful because it is a challenge. There's a few cities I really recommend that you go to that are just going to be more easy and convenient to reach, and explaining what those are, like how to get there, where you should be a little bit more cautious to go because it might be a little harder to get around, stuff like that. I think that would be really good too. So many good ideas. I'm so excited about this. I am so pumped for the month of December. It's going to be a challenge for me for sure to upload every other day. And again, it's not going to be like necessarily a full YouTube video, but a reel, maybe do another live stream or a full YouTube video. No matter what it might be, I'm going to focus more on getting stuff up than being crazy like I usually am and very picky about like editing and is it perfect. I'm a little bit of an editing perfectionist, not gonna lie. I'm not proud of it, but to be able to kind of just get more content up for you guys here for this next month rather than just making it perfect. So I'm very excited to see how this goes. Yeah, I really need to like, this has been so much fun, but I want to get to it. I want to make sure I get these videos done and edited. So I'm going to head on out. But I really enjoyed this time with you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for leaving the comments that you did with the recommendations. I know a lot of people usually play do the playbacks. So please leave comments below, and I will definitely look at them, and I'll definitely add them to the list. But I'm very, very excited. Is there a place in Korea that you haven't visited that you want to go to? I've been to so many places that I don't actually think there's anything left. I think I want to travel more east. I've done a lot of like south, west. I haven't gone east as much. So I think I want to go east towards like the water and the beach. I think that's the only place that I can think of is like that direction, so that I can really, because Jeju, Busan, Daegu. If you go to Instagram, you'll see I've been to so many places. So anyways, I have to get out of here because I want to get to this content, but it was so much fun. Bruce, coffee and pastry, thank you so much. Thank you so much for supporting me, Bruce. Seriously, send you an email of my itinerary for the summer trip. I do miss living in Korea. Talk later. Have a good day. You have a good day as well. And thank you so much. How do I like this? Thank you so much for supporting me like that. It really means so much. And I'm so happy to see your name on here and see that you're doing well. I'm sure that there's like a mixed, when you move away from Korea, there's like heartstring tugs, right? You miss it, but it's good to be back and stuff like that. But I'm glad that you're able to be with your family, and then go enjoy Germany, safe travels, and see the world for me. Oh, I love this idea. I'm going to write this down. What to do if you get sick. Because everybody be getting sick in Korea right now. So what to do kind of like if you get sick, to enjoy your time still somehow in your Airbnb or your hotel or things like that. You could also show some videos of friends. Oh, yeah. Show videos of friends and family visiting Korea. I've had a lot of friends. My family hasn't come. If they ever come, you guys will get sick of me because I will not stop posting about it, because that would be a dream come true. But yeah, showing you around with friends and family as well. I think that would be really fun too. But anyways, I'm going to go get to the content filming and editing and stuff like that. But thank you so much for all the ideas and the recommendations. It's so much fun to hang out with you guys. And I'm going to do another live stream around like the halfway point to see if there's any other videos that you have decided that you want to see that sparked during the first few days of this 12 days, or it's like over 24 days, but you know what I'm saying? 12 days of Christmas, because it'll be 12 things. Anyway, all right. I love you guys. This is so much fun. I will see you in the next video. God bless. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. All the good things. I love you guys. Until next time. Remember, I had my green. It's Merry Christmas. I just was too hot. Okay. I love you guys. Bye, 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 bye. Hata, hata. Stay warm. Bye.